it's interesting that you mentioned rehabilitation of schools.
Yeah.
You talked about more projects that are coming. Because like my colleague mentioned earlier, the criticism has been that you've been focusing or leaning on physical infrastructure, which you're doing laudable well. People have been praising you for that, including connecting rural roads that have long been forgotten. However, when you mention school, I'm curious, perhaps you tell us more about some of the social development plans that you have beyond schools. Are there any? For instance, health, urban poverty, homelessness. What is the FCT doing in that regard?
Now, I also want to appreciate, you just said here that people of that are doing well in terms of rules, correcting rules, but have you also accepted, are you convinced that in terms of education, that we are doing something?
We don't know. That's what
you see, that is why. The point I'm making is that I want to give a challenge to this, and I will plead that the Mandate Secretary of Education will fund the logistics, and give you 1 month. Go to the rural areas and the city and see the schools that have been rehabilitated and furnished. The problem is because we didn't go to commission. If I've gone to commission, you would allow this question. Because for me, I thought, well, look, what am I going to, commission, innovated schools, furnished schools. For me, it's not important. Also, in terms of the social development, talking about in terms of the youth, we are seeing what we are doing in Yaya, the Youth Development Center. As we speak to you now, we are building 3 sports centers for our youth. One in, I think, one in Guaguanada, and then 2 in the city here. So we're taking it, seriously, so that we know that once we are focused with this, we are done with this, we move to the next. It's not just to scratch, and let it be that at the end of the day, you scratch, nothing meaningful will come out of it. So these are things that we are doing. Maybe it is not possible. It's not possible for us to say, look, we want to go and flag off for these projects, we want to go and commission these projects. It's not possible. We take what we think that, well, these are very, 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 very projects to spend billions of naira, that people should see what you've done, But if it's a project where you are spending 1.something billion and this and that, by the time we say we want to go and commission those projects, you will also ask, must we commission everything? So I would think that you will help us by we providing logistics. You go with the Mandate Secretary of Education, Mandate Secretary of Social Development, and then go and see things on ground. We are not saying, and I continue not to say that. I will not say here that every problem has been solved. All problems cannot be solved. Even if this government stays 20 years, no government can solve all problems. But government is solving problems that at least will help to improve the lives of the people. And that's what it's supposed to be.
Honorable Minister, that question on schools, she took right out of my mouth, because there is a follow-up, and perhaps after this program I can show you some pictures with regards to the state of some schools in the area councils.
Can I actually, let me just answer that. Yeah. This is the problem we have always said. How many schools do we have in FCT? How many schools do we have?
Okay, well...
Now, assuming we have about, say, 10,000 schools, assuming. You go and take 3 schools that are bad. The mischief makers. For example, these schools you are talking about that are bad, when did they become bad?
You haven't let me ask my question.
No, because